Munson, and I am the Civil War Guru. Today I'm in historic Bardstown, Kentucky at the Battle of the Western Theater Museum, one of the finest museums in the country, featuring artifacts of the Western Theater of the Civil War. In front of us we have one of the kind of unsung heroes of the Civil War. We have Lieutenant James Hardin of Company G, 3rd Regiment, Kentucky Infantry. And James Hardin enlisted as a private on September 14th, 1861 at Bowling Green, Kentucky. And they assigned him to the 15th Regiment. Later that year he's promoted to corporal, and then lieutenant, and then he was transferred to the 3rd Regiment of Kentucky Infantry. He fought at the Battle of Perryville, and later Stones River, and some of the eastern Tennessee campaigns, and then in Georgia. And in Georgia, he got wounded, and he was sent back to Louisville. Then he was put in charge of Company B of the Convalescent Battalion, Barracks 1 in Louisville, Kentucky. He resigned his commission because of his health issues in March of 1864. And what we have here is this is direct from the family, out of the closet, and just fine untouched artifacts. And we're going to get our famous cameraman Kenny Rogers up here to get some close-ups on it. And what we have in here is a lot of his personal effects. And these are the kind of the unsung heroes of the Civil War that you never hear about. You know, there's no big glory because they were just one of the foot soldiers that carried the war forward. So Kenny, let's get her up there and get busy and get some close-ups for the folks. All right, we got a close-up here of the uniform that Lieutenant Hardin's wearing. And this is an unusual uniform because he has his lieutenant straps on his shoulders, and up on the shoulders is also there's 4 holes on each shoulder that make it available for you to put your epaulets on. And with this, and we'll get the picture of it here next, is the type of epaulets that you would use, and they had strings on them, and you tie the strings through the holes, and they would stay on. And we have his crimson belt sash, or some people call it saber sash, and we have his model 1851 regulation belt. And this in outstanding condition, and it has the standard eagle buttons that you'd see on a line officer's frock coat. So this is one of the real fine condition. And we'll get Kenny to get down and get some close-ups of those epaulets, and look for the little strings that are on them, because that's how you tied it on to the shoulders. And some of them are later were clipped on, but these are early and kind of neat, kind of a custom frock coat. All right, Kenny. All right, here's this set of cased epaulets, and if you notice right in the center there, you can see some of the strings, the tie strings that are hanging on, and it has the big bullion. Some people call them coils on each one, and just fantastic condition. In the original, they call it Japanese tin, that's the finish on it, case that they originally came in. And now we're going to kind of move around in here and get some of the various small artifacts that belong to Lieutenant Hardin. All right, here's another little area of the display, and in the top end of your viewing area there, that is one of the officers' camp stoves. And everybody was fighting for that business, and different manufacturers were making different types of little camp stoves. And that's a really unique, fantastic addition. It has a Maker's Mark embossed on the top of it. And then you see his little hand compass with the wooden cover for it. And I think in that view also you can get his little pocket knife, a little jackknife we call it. And then also his gauntlets, wonderful pair of gauntlets. And in the lower right corner, you'll see his, in Kentucky we call them bourbon flask, not whiskey flask, but his pewter bourbon flask there. Now we'll get Kenny to rotate the thing around a little bit and get some more artifacts in view. All right, we got his non-regulation, and you say non-regulation because different manufacturers making these 1850 foot officer sword. And this is a non-regulation imported sword, and that he carried. And then if you look off to the left, and that's kind of a unique story. A guy was in here years ago, and he said, I dug one of his utensils in northern Georgia with his name on it, and that's to the left above the guard there, or the grip of the sword. And then you see, is this common? You see a lot of these in the period, his wallet, and that's again like it's accordion type wallet, like, you know, it's way ahead of the old trifolds we used to love in the 1960s and 70s. And then in view also you see his telescope, his pocket, well, it's not pocket telescope, fitness saddle, and his shaving mirror. And I think what's left is next to it is the shaving razor. And I get Kenny, just move just a hair over. There you go, Kenny. And then we got his, again, there's his shaving mirror, which you see the wood cover. It covers over top the mirror so you didn't break it or scratch it. And all we got left now, we're going to move up and get his kepi, and we're going to get there's a wonderful charcoal rendering of him. And I'll get Kenny to do that. And I think the only thing that we didn't get in there is in the first view you've seen the candles, and those are collapsible officer's candles. And there's a piece of his saddlebag, in model 1850 saddlebags, standard issue. All right, Kenny, get his kepi and move up to his charcoal. All right, we got in view here his kepi, his little infantry kepi with the number 3 on it for this 3rd regiment. All right, Kenny, now you can go ahead and get his charcoal. All right, now you got a full view of his portrait in the original frame. And he's seated, of course. But, I mean, this is a wonderful grouping from the original family. And, you know, it's just a thrill to have some of this to show you, because there's so many artifacts. And, of course, we were fortunate, as we've been buying artifacts for 50 years, to get a lot of these from the original families. And that's why they're so diversified in what you see, because they kept everything. So, you know, we're going to move to one last little print. We haven't done much prints, but this is an early print that depicts camp life in the Army. Okay, this is the final shot in Lieutenant Hardin's display. And this is one of the original prints, and these were made, and they were all kinds of different scenes. This is a camp scene, and it features the various things they did. It's hand tinted. And this is an original frame, and they were made everywhere. And this particular one was a lithograph company in New York, but real quality. And that's, you know, those prints, you used to find them everywhere. Now they're non-existent. This is the original print with the original frame on it. And so Kenny's going to zoom in a little bit on it, but I'd like to say for this particular time, for myself, the old guru, cameraman Kenny Rogers, and the board of directors of the Historic Museum here, the Battles of the Western Theater in Nelson County, and that's in the city of Bardstown, Kentucky. We bid you farewell.